My name is Emmanuel Bouré Sarr. I'm the Regional Director for Brooke in West Africa. Brooke is an international animal welfare charity dedicated to improving the lives of working horses, donkeys, and mules. We operate in Africa, Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East, and we reach almost 2 million working horses, donkeys, and mules. I will start my presentation by saying that the donkey species are in danger all over the world, and specifically in Africa. If nothing is done in West Africa, within 10 years, we will no longer see one donkey. Our kids and grandchildren will not be able to see a donkey. The main reason for the extinction is related to the donkey hide trade. This trade is flourishing due to the growing interest in AiS, a so-called miraculous product with medicinal virtues without any scientific proof. This AiS is obtained from the donkey skin. Millions of donkeys are slaughtered all over the world, and their skins are transported to China in order to extract the gelatin that serves as the raw material for AiS. The AiS market demands amounts to 4.8 million donkey skins annually, that is to say, 10% of the world donkey population. The world donkey population is of 47 million, of which 30% are in Africa. In West Africa, the whole population of donkeys is around 6 million. Some actors recommend the implementation of intensive breeding systems of donkeys in order to meet the demand for skins without endangering the species. This proposal is not the solution to the preservation of the donkeys. China invested massively in intensive breeding of donkeys in order to satisfy its domestic demand. In spite of enormous means invested and the installation of ultra-modern farms, results have not been satisfactory. Faced with this high demand, the number of donkeys in China has fallen to 11 million to 2.6 million in 2020. It is clear that African countries do not have the financial or technological capacity to do better than China. There are other reasons why breeding is not a solution. The first one is biological. The annual reproduction rate of donkeys is low. These animals have a very long gestation period, from 345 days to 375 days. Twin pregnancies are almost non-existent. These donkeys very often have fertility problems due to the chronic undernutrition, which affects 88% of the donkeys in Burkina Faso, as an example, and 65% in Senegal. These figures are taken from existing studies. Another reason is resource availability. Large-scale intensive breeding of donkeys could put the pressure on resources, water, pasture. The same applies to financial resources. The budget of the livestock sector is already underestimated in relation to its contribution to the GDP. Financing an intensification of the donkey sector will divert resources from other sectors, ruminants, dairy production, and poultry in particular, without any guarantee of success. So, in order not to deplete their remaining stocks, the Chinese have outsourced their sources of supply all over the world and in Africa, increasing food insecurity and poverty. Some countries in Africa and Latin America have unfortunately authorized the export of hides and set up some slaughterhouses, thinking they could regulate the commercial flow and protect the species. As a result, in Brazil, the donkey population dropped by 28% between 2007 and 2017. In Botswana, the donkey population has fallen by 37%, with donkeys becoming more expensive. In Kenya, the donkey population has dropped from 1.8 million in 2009 to 900,000 heads in 2019. A report by the Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization named KALRO found that donkeys in Kenya could be effectively wiped out by 2023. Why we are calling for a ban of this trade? One reason that is very evident: for the most vulnerable communities, especially women, donkeys are a solution to poverty that can make the difference between destitution and survival. We undertook some studies on the socio-economic role of donkeys in Senegal and Burkina Faso, and the results revealed that the monetary income generated by the use of donkeys, transport of people or goods, is higher than the minimum wage guaranteed salary in these countries. This represents 85% of the total income of donkey owners. Donkeys are also used on a daily basis for water collection, transporting families to medical centers, transporting children to schools, and without donkeys, households would pay an average of 290,000 CFA francs annually for these services. These animals also contribute significantly to agriculture production and food security. According to a study in Burkina Faso, the absence of donkeys would result in production loss of 38%, 34%, and 65% for millet, maize, and cowpea, respectively. Similar conclusions were drawn from the study done in Senegal. Given the contribution of donkeys to household income, non-monetary services, and agricultural production, the disappearance of donkeys would have disastrous consequences on farming and pastoral communities in West Africa. Donkeys are essential for the livelihoods of the most vulnerable communities. Ejao is a luxury product consumed by the affluent middle class in China, and it is a product that has no scientific evidence as a medicine. It is morally unacceptable to sacrifice the livelihoods of our people, our communities, for a non-essential product consumed by foreign populations. These are a few slides that don't need comments. I let you see what it looks like. It is important to mention that working equities are essential for the achievement of at least two essential pillars of the SDGs: food security, Sustainable Development Goal number 2, reduction of poverty, Sustainable Development Goal number 1. Disappearance of donkeys would lead to the collapse of whole sections of the rural economy in our countries and the loss of livelihoods for donkey-dependent communities, increased feminization of poverty and exclusion, with an impact on their health, economic development, household food security, and dignity. As Brooke, we call for a ban of donkey smuggling, slaughter, and export of their skins to China. Enforcement of the donkey slaughter bylaws. Enhancement of border controls with exporting countries. Strengthening of surveillance to prevent the spread of animal diseases. Thank you for your kind attention.